looking to minimize your pores underneath your foundation and searching for the best pore fillers and primers that are out there on the market? If that's the case, then you are in the right place, because in today's video, I am showing you my 4 favorite blurring primers and pore filling primers that you can use underneath your foundation to minimize the looks of pores. If this interests you and you want to see if these might be a fit for you, then go ahead and keep watching and I will show you all of them coming right up. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here for a bit. If you are new, I'm super glad that you are here today. My name is Caron, and my channel is all about making beauty easy for the girl who thinks that she can't. My hope today is that you will consider subscribing and even hitting that notification bell so that you can get alerts every single time I upload new videos, which is every single Friday. And I also have a private Facebook community that I just launched a few weeks ago, and we are having the best time in that group. We're sharing memes, makeup tips, you guys ask questions, I shoot out answers, we share about products we like, and of course I even share my live videos on that platform as well. It's a great place to connect with other people that are just like you and me. If that interests you, go ahead and click the link in the description box and join that today. We would love to have you. With that said, I'm also going to ask that you give my video a giant thumbs up if you were super excited today about the 4 blurring and pore filling primers that actually go well underneath your foundation to minimize the look of pores. And let's go ahead and jump into that topic today, and we will actually roll right into some footage of me without makeup on so that I can do a demo with you guys on these primers, and then of course talk to y'all after I get my makeup on how they're actually working for my face. So let's do that right now. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started and jump right into the 4 best pore filling primers. Before we do, I want to address a couple of elephants in the room. The first elephant is that I sound a little under the weather. My voice is getting a little bit more manly by the hour. I have a head cold and obviously my eyes are kind of puffy. I tried to do some color correcting before I even sat down to film and just not feeling that great, but we're gonna roll with that because I definitely wanted to get this video out for you guys this week. And then the second thing is, this is an elephant in the room that you're not aware of, but our air conditioner is out today. So as of right now, it is 76 degrees in here and climbing. So it's gonna be a warm video, and obviously I have all of these lovely heat lamps on me to film. So if I get kind of like sweaty or if I just look a little glistening, just know that that's what's going on. I am not dying because I'm not feeling well. It's just simply because there is no AC and I have a head cold. So with that said, let's go ahead and seriously talk about primers. If you missed my video last week, I will go ahead and link that in the eye for you above. We talked about last week 3 home remedies that you can use to actually shrink and reduce large pores on your face. And so what I wanted to do with that video was give you guys that was something that could work underneath your makeup that actually has nothing to do with makeup. So hopefully those are working for you if you started using them. And then this week I wanted to give you guys some makeup options that you could use to actually blur or smooth or even fill your pores before you actually put on foundation. So we're gonna do a couple of those things today. I'm gonna show you 4. I'm gonna show you each one of them on my face as a demo, and then I'll actually come back with makeup on with using them, and I'll kind of figure that out as we go. So let's get started. My first pore filler foundation. My first pore filler primer for you guys is gonna be the Nyx Pore Filler. This is one of my favorite ones that I have ever used in my life. I have a couple of notes here. I'm linking all of these down below so that you can find them, but this one is about $10.49 online. It is amazing, it is cheap, I love it, and it's really comparable to the Benefit Professional, which we're also gonna talk about today too. So let's kind of just start by actually putting this on my face. So the consistency is a little weird, not gonna lie. Some of the other primers that I use that are for pore filling, the consistency actually works better for them. Oh my gosh, I'm already starting to sweat. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my finger here, and I'll show you guys, like, I just don't think it's the prettiest thing in the world when it comes out. The other ones are a lot smoother, and you'll see when I use them, but honestly, it works beautifully. So let me get into the camera here. and point this mirror upward so I can see what I'm doing while you guys are looking at me. So obviously where I still have, well, actually everyone has pores on their cheeks, but where I see them most for me is gonna still be here. And then of course, here in the center of my forehead, or I guess technically between the brows. So I'm gonna show you guys on those places that show the most pores. Again, I've mentioned this in the last video, but check out my microneedling journey. I'll link that for you too. That has dramatically reduced my pores. I owe everything to with my face right now to microneedling. It has seriously changed my life. So my pores are not near what they used to be many months ago. And in fact, if you go and watch old YouTube videos, I think that you can probably see how big my pores were at the time. So anyway, moving on. So let's go ahead and just put this on the, we'll start with the cheek, and I'm just gonna press it in. I may have to rub because my face is already warm from it being so hot in here right now. And I don't wanna keep putting my middle finger at you guys because I promise I'm not trying to flip y'all off. Oh my goodness. So as you can see, patting that in, that dramatically reduced what the pores looked like. It fills them so beautifully, and this really gives you a nice clean slate to put foundation on. And of course you'll see that later in the video when I actually have my makeup on over the primer. So that's what that one looks like, and it's gorgeous. I love that. This is one of my favorite ones that I use, especially when I feel like my pores are looking a little big for the day. So the second one that I love is also a drugstore brand, and you guys, this one is $7.79. Again, linked for you below. You guys know I am all about those drugstore brands that don't cost a lot of money but actually do justice to the high-end brands. This is another one. I love it. I would almost say that this one is also comparable for result-wise to the Professional, which I love also. We'll get into that one in a minute, but let me show you guys this one. The texture is a little bit different. It comes out almost kind of creamy and more like a lotion than what you guys just saw with the other pore filler. And this one, of course, is a Blur and Smooth as well. It is by Maybelline. And so let's actually go, I'm hoping you guys can see the pores down here. So let me get a little closer in here, up close and personal. So let me just tap that one in too underneath that so you guys can see. And then I do have to kind of gently rub this one in and push it around. And again, it's just so dang hot in here. We're probably 77 degrees by now. And did I mention I live in Florida? So yeah, I think most of y'all know that, but your air going out in July is not really the greatest thing in the world. Okay, so that's what that one looks like. And again, it just does a beautiful job of blurring. I wouldn't say that this one fills as much, but it does a really great job of blurring. So the one that we used up top, the NYX Pore Filler, is actually a filler. And this one I feel like does more of a blurring action. So I'm gonna show you guys another pore filler on this side and another blurring primer on this side, and you guys can kind of compare the two. So in saying that, let's go ahead and go onto this side. And it's tiny because I'm out of my big one, but ooh, it's so cute. My Benefit Professional, this is the first pore filler that I ever used, and I'm not kidding you guys, I probably used this for a couple years straight. It is seriously a go-to for me, especially even before microneedling. I absolutely love this one. It just is absolutely beautiful. But when I found this, I could not even believe the difference, that they're the same, not even the difference, but how identical they were, and the price difference is quite a bit. So this is obviously a higher end brand that you can buy at Ulta, Sephora, any places like that. And I've of course linked everything below, as I've mentioned for the third time. So let's go ahead and actually fill the pores on the right side of my face. So this one, did I even show you guys how it came out? It comes out kind of like, it's pretty buttery. It still comes out creamy in comparison to the NYX pore filler that I have. And it is more of a nude tone. It's more of like a fleshy tone. So the same thing here. I'm gonna have to rub it in a little bit because my skin is just warm. Normally I try to like pat these things into my skin. That's obviously not working today. But you guys can see, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful how it just absolutely fills the pores. and smooths them out. And you have to kind of think of your pores as like, obviously it's kind of a hole in your face, and before you can put your foundation on so it doesn't settle there, we need to, like, if it's dipped down, we need to get it even with the rest of your skin, and that is exactly what this is doing, which is almost why I prefer a filler over a blurring primer. Your blurring primers can work better in places where you don't have as like deep of pores, if that makes sense, or as ones that are quite as big. They work good, just not as good as the fillers do. Okay, so that's what that one looks like, and then I'll show you guys the one that is high-end, and I actually got this in a 100-point gift from Sephora not too long ago, and this is by YSL or Yves Saint Laurent, and it is Touche Eclat. So for my French friends, if I said that wrong, just love me anyway. I know you guys can speak French, y'all know I don't. I tried to put some accent on it, not sure if it worked too well. So anyway, that's what this is. This is obviously a very high-end primer. I do like it. But let me say this to you, as far as blurring primers go, I do enjoy the other one that I showed you just a wee bit more from Maybelline. So we'll see what you guys think. I want to at least give you some options. I do like that this has a wand on it, which is kind of nice because you can basically place it wherever you would like, and that is what I do. So just going to use that same area where those pores are, and I will rub it in. Press and rub, maybe, pat and rub. So it does a really good job of blurring them as well, but again, it does not fill them the way those other two do. And then of course you guys can see, like down here, I feel like these look a little bit smoother with the Maybelline product versus how this one looks. So I don't know if this product is all the rage or not in the high-end world. If you do, maybe you can tell me in the comments below. I'm using it, but let me just say this, I'm not reaching for it as much. I do feel like it's one of the best out there as far as a blurring primer goes, and especially if you want something high-end, but it isn't my favorite. So let me say that. Okay, so now what I want to do is actually, I was kind of thinking that I would strip off, let's see, I think this side is the side that is more porous than my right side. So I think what I'm going to do is leave the primers on this side of my face, and then I'll add this one and this one maybe up on the forehead and in between here. And then I will take off the primers on this side of my face, do my makeup, and then come back to you guys with the full face on so that you can see and decide for yourselves whether or not you think these actually work. So we'll see you guys in just a bit after I've gotten my face on. Okay, so before I get my makeup on the rest of my face, I just wanted to kind of show you guys, I removed every bit of primer on this side of my face, and I put the Professional, I don't know why I just put that in front of my face, Professional right here in between the center of my brows, and then I took the YSL and I put that up in here, and then of course I went with the YSL down here on my chin, and then I also put the Professional on my nose, and obviously you guys saw before, we have these two on, these two on the cheek section of my face. So I just even want to show you guys what it looks like up close and personal in the camera without makeup. If you can see, let me point my mirror up again. But this side of my face, you can actually see all of those pores because I didn't fill them with anything. This has zero primer on, and I'm just gonna leave it without any primer. And then this side of my face, you can actually see, especially right up here where I used the Nyx Pore Filler. And then of course on my nose, those are gone. And in between the center of my forehead looks unbelievable because I put pore fillers in there. So it makes a massive difference. Before you even put foundation on, you can see your face actually smooth out. You actually get that nice blurring effect, and it really makes your makeup look a lot more flawless. So primer in general is something I highly recommend for you guys in just a general sense. For using makeup, you want to have a primer on so that your makeup has something to hold on to and it stays on your face longer. But if you are having bigger pore issues, then you definitely want to use a pore filler or a blurring primer, something that actually kind of makes that face a little bit blurry and makes it look smoother and fills those pores. Okay, so for real now, I'll go put the rest of my face on, and then you guys can actually see what we look like with makeup on. I'll see you in a few. All right, you guys, I'm back. Clearly I have all my makeup on. Honestly, this is the quickest time that I've ever gotten ready because it is so hot in here. 78 degrees and climbing now, oh my God. I just wanna get done with this video and I wanted to finish it very quickly, so we are gonna move. Real quick though, I do wanna tell you guys, I get a lot of compliments when I wear my hair like this. It's really dirty, but it is the space bun, and I did a tutorial that I will link for you guys many, many months ago on my channel. I'll link it for you guys if you wanna know how to get this hairstyle. You can check that video out here. All right, so let's actually talk about how my face is looking with makeup on. So I'm gonna get up close and personal into the camera with you guys. Here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, pointing my mirror up. Okay. We left all the primers on this side of my face because this is the side that I tend to see more bigger pores and where I notice them, and then I took them all off here. So what I think is really interesting, and we've talked about this before on my channel, but depending on where you put highlighter, sometimes it can bring forth pores and it just really brings a lot of notice to them. So I feel like on this side of my face, I can actually see the pores more, and I hope the camera actually picks up on all of that. I'll turn to the side and I'll just kind of move around here, but I feel like you can see those pores a lot more on that cheek region. And then over here, I don't feel like they're as noticeable, or I feel like I've got a major blur effect going on here and they look very filled. It looks very smooth in this area especially, which is where I tend to see a lot more pores, and this area does not look as smooth for me, as well as down here. On the cheeks, I feel like you can see a lot of pores as well, and then over here, you really can't. In between my forehead looks so stinking smooth, and if you can't, I mean, maybe I can try and even drop a photo in here of what we looked like a few minutes ago before I had makeup on, so that you can see the difference of how that looks with actually having the pore filler on the forehead. And then that, of course, was this one. And then the ones up here, or the one up here was the YSL that's on this side, and I think that for the most part, I feel like my forehead, I can see some differences, I can see some pores. It does visually to me look smoother on this side than it does on this side. And then on the cheeks, as we kind of already discussed, we had pore filler up here, and then we had the blurring primer down here, and I can definitely see a difference on this side of my face versus this side. And then the chin was all YSL as well down the center, and I don't really notice, I don't know. You guys have to tell me what you think in the comments. I don't really notice too much of a difference down here. Probably because my chin isn't as porous as the rest of my face. So I probably should have used, maybe I should have used one of these over there to see if it made a difference, but I don't really notice much of a difference on that part. All in all though, I see a major difference on the left side of my face versus the right because I did use a blurring primer or a pore filler. So I hope this video really helped you guys out today to kind of understand exactly what you should be doing before you put on your makeup. If big pores are an issue for you, definitely check out those home remedies that I talked about last week on my channel. And then of course, before you put your makeup on, please, oh please, try a pore filler and a blurring primer. The question down below that I would love to get some conversation going on would be, what are your favorite pore fillers or primers that you use if you do use them for the purpose of filling pores? And I would love to know why those are your favorites, and we can kind of chat down below in the comments. That will be a wrap, of course, for today's video, so thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, go ahead and do that now so that you don't miss any further videos that come out every single Friday. And of course, if you recreate some looks like this one, or you try primers and you post stuff on social media, please tag me. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to see exactly what you're doing, and that is definitely a way that I love to connect with y'all, is on social media. Of course, I will see you guys next week, so until then, have a great and awesome rest of your week. Hashtag Reform Tomboy Family. I'll see y'all next week. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. I need a fan. I need, like, what can I use to fan myself off? Oh, yes. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my god, this is like the worst thing to wake up to is no AC. 6:45 this morning, I'm sweating in my bed. Let me tell y'all something. Our AC is left at 67 at night. My hubs and I like it ultra cold in here. And I used to hate having it that cold. I used to like wear all kinds of layers and whatever, and I've just gotten used to it, I guess, over the years. And now it's like if it is over 67, I'm sweating profusely at night, not during the day. And of course, this morning at 6:45, which I'm never up at 6:45, no, I'm sweating profusely in my bed. I get up and my hubs is like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to check the AC because it's hot in here. And he goes, oh babe, I just checked it. It is 72 degrees in here. And it is running. It is just not cooling things off. So here we are, still sweating. And it's raining today, which is nice. The sun's not out. And our window is like 2 to 6 p.m. for them to come out, check the AC. So we're just gonna roast in here today. seriously sweating, armpits and all. I mean, I'm always in sleeveless stuff because I like it, but I'm really in sleeveless stuff today. Okay, enough.